Hey there, my beautiful royal kings and queens. Listen, this is your girl Savita coming to you on this Sabbath Saturday. I don't own the rights to this music, but I wanted to share something with you on today to inspire you and to encourage you. Amen. Especially if you are an entrepreneur, especially if you are a soulpreneur, and especially if you are interested in going into business for yourself. Amen. Because that's what God wants us to do, is to be business owners. Amen. And so that was something that I just needed to get out the way and share. But today's message, amen, today I had the honor of attending Lifeway's Super Saturday kickoff, right? And you're going to see me looking over here because that's where my notes is at. But this event was with Sir Dr. James Dentley. Now, he is a renowned speaker, may I say, and a business strategist. And this was my first time actually listening to him, hearing him. And one message, it really landed really deeply in my spirit. Amen. And it was something that when I tell you, it was like, boom, it was rooted in me. You know how when you have a seed, and I'm talking to my women, when you have a baby growing within inside of you and how that seed is planted. So today God had planted this word inside of my spirit, and I want to share it with you because he shared it with me because his son shared it with him. Amen. And so this is how we learn from one another. Amen. And so his son had said, you never lose. You either win or you learn. And so he shared a story, like I said, about his son. And so his son was competing in a professional chess tournament. And so even when facing seasoned players, even when you are facing opposition, even when you are facing, hardship, no matter what you may face, amen. Listen, this is what he said. His son said this. He said that competing in a professional chess tournament, even when facing seasoned players, his son understood something very powerful. If he did not win the match, right, he still won the lesson. And every lesson made him better, amen, for the next move. So anything that you go through on today, and you may not see the results today, there is a lesson in it. So you keep going on about your business, all about your way, amen. And guess what? In every lesson, it made him better, right? And so that chess, that was just not chess, amen. That's life. That's business. That's faith in action, amen. So it does not matter, amen, how long you may be in something, because there's always a lesson. So when you come out, amen, you will know how to move the next time, amen. And so I wanted to just share that with you. I hope this is making sense and resonating with someone out here that is listening that may need to hear this, amen, other than myself. And so remember that you may be in this world, but you are not of it. Amen. And so on this Sabbath Saturday, amen, let this remind you, amen, that there's nothing you've walked through was wasted. Amen. Every experience was preparing you and myself. Amen. So I want to share 3 powerful Sabbath mind set shifts. Amen. Is 1, reframe the loss. Amen. Reframe the loss. And so ask yourself, what did you experience? What did this experience teach me about myself, my strategy, or my next move? Lessons are divine feedback. Amen. Not failure. 2, detach your worth from the outcome. Amen. Your value does not rise or fall based on results. You are growing. evolving and becoming refined in every season. Remember, God said in his word, amen, create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and renew a right spirit within me. So we all need to be renewed, amen. Our mindset needs to be renewed, amen. And so, number 3, make learning the win, amen. And so when learning becomes the goal, fear disappears. You move with peace, curiosity, and confidence. Amen. And knowing every step forward, it counts. Remember, I said the other day, your labor is not in vain. Amen. And God said, be unmovable, steadfast, always abounding in him. Amen. Always abounding in the works of him. Amen. So if you have been called, you have been chosen to do a work for the kingdom. Can I tell you something, honey? Kings and queens, you are royal. And listen to me. Amen. You got to take on that royal mindset. And the only way that you would be able to do that is you have to put, new things within inside yourself. Amen. And so I have a call to action for you. Amen. Is if this message has resonated with you and you're in a season of growth, transition, or expansion, amen, I'd love to connect with you, amen, because God said for us to enlarge ourselves. That's what Jabez said. He said, Lord, enlarge my territory. And it was not just, the abundance of finances, right? We need to expand our mindset so we can put new things in it, so we can get rid of that old thinking. And then our hearts, if we have hardened hearts, God needs to break that, amen. And then he needs to give us a new heart. That's why I said, create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me, amen. And so if you want a right spirit within yourself, ask God, amen, and he will give that to you. And you're gonna go through some stuff, right? And so I am offering a 45-minute meet and greet where we can talk vision, mindset, and the next steps, amen. So DM me or text me the word win, amen, to 678-408-7106, amen, or book directly through my calendar link, amen. So I'm going to have all of that for you, amen, inside of the bio, and I'm going to drop it inside of the chat, my calendar link, amen. And you can just copy and paste it, or click in the link in the bio. But I thank God for you all. And so I want you to remember that you are not behind. You're not failing. Amen. You are learning just like myself. Amen. And that means you're winning. Amen. And see, I love being on a winning team. Amen. And so I just want to wish you a very happy Sabbath Saturday. Amen. Wishing you rest, clarity, and peace on this Sabbath Saturday. Amen. I love you all. God bless you. And remember, as I always say, favor is fair with God. God bless.